戦う前、桜井翔一はいつも大自然にどっぷり浸かったという。自然と一体化することで己がいかに小さな存在であるかを知り、人間社会のちりやくたを全て洗い流すのだ。
車の場所にはまだ来てねえそうです。野郎、ブルってとんずらしやがったんじゃ。
なめやがって。分かった。とにかくもう少し待って。
俺ならここだ。
一人か？
ああ。1対3なら負けても言い訳ができるか。負けに来たつもりはない。まあいい。その言葉を信じよう。で、そっちはあんたの子は誰だ？なんで私が君なんかと撃たなきゃならん。
お久しぶりです。
さあ、始めてください。積み込みや抜きは使っていない。
リーチ。
ロン8000。
おとりか。
リーチ。
ロン
コンビ技も波じゃないな。
リーチ。ポン。ポン。
チ
ポン。
ロン8000。 リーチ。ロン。12000。
左肩を少し出したら天敗。姿勢が前かがみがマンズ、まっすぐがビンズ、後ろに倒せばソース。目線は手元が自愛、対面はいい数値、上茶がレオンパ、そして下茶がサブロー級。
リーチ。
リーチ。
ロン。
ロン。12000。スモ8000、16000。
カン。カン。カン。カン。
ロン。32000。
無様な限りだな。あれほど汚い手を使うなと言っておいたのに、この私の前でイカ様とは。おまけに結果はこのざまだ。何をうなだれてる。これが君の実力だろう。元の野良犬に戻るんだな。さあどきなさい。徳山さん、はい、あなたは別室で待機していてください。この負け犬と一緒に。
伏せ牌によるシーパイは裏技を使わない勝負という一生児である。
桜井さん、私たちはあんたの伝説を事細かに調べさせてもらった。確かにあんたは相当強いらしい。裏の世界で無敗というのもうなずける。だが私も表の世界では無敗でね。今日は初めてどちらかが負ける日というわけだ。何かかけようじゃないか。あんたが勝ったら何が欲しい？金か？
二度と俺の周りをうろつくな。それだけだ。
データ通り欲のない男だ。では私はあんたのその指をもらおう。10本すべてだ。私に負ける打ち手を欲しいとは思わんしな。
早く才を振れ。
明石の提案によりルールが変更された。1人3万点持ち、上がった者が親になる上がり親。明石か桜井、どちらかの持ち点がなくなった時点で勝負は終わる。他の2人は持ち点がなくなっても勝負には無関係という桜井にとって圧倒的不利な条件で始まった。
ロンチートエドラドラ64。
リーチ。
リーチ。ツモ。
あの自信もこの腕あってのことか。
ロン。
頭はね。
ポン。ポン。
リーチ。
ポン。
ったより早く終わりそうだな。リーチ。
ポン。見逃しか。ポン。相撲。ポン。
ポン。
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 降りたか。
相撲。4000、8000。
Oh, dearie me. How we doing, people? I think it is about time we get started because this has been running for 20 minutes. As much as I like to watch Shinjanki, I think we'll get going. Anyway, how we doing, peeps? We are beginning a mahjong tutorial. Yeah, Olimars, I remember that game. I can't remember the title of it though. Yeah, we're doing a mahjong tutorial here at request. Thank you for joining us. This is the first time I've done a tutorial, so it's going to be a little bit of a mess. I probably will miss a few things. I probably may get one or two things wrong, but yeah. Hopefully it should be informative enough to help people get started with the game. Yeah. The format of this, if you haven't read the paste bin, will be basically going over the basic concepts and talking about how the game is played, you know, how hands are structured, how to, you know, call tiles, how to win, so on and so forth. And at some point after that, we'll probably jump straight into a practice game because I have a Psycho no Mahjong 3D set up, which will allow us to play a game of 4-player, and there is no time limit to hands as well. So there's no time limit to making a discard. So this will allow me and you guys to actually sit down, play maybe a round against the computer, and also, talk about how the game is played. So, if anyone has any questions as we go along, just feel free to ask, and I will try and answer them as best as I can. Or some of the other mahjong players in here, like Trap, may be able to answer them quicker because obviously Twitch delay. So, let's get started, shall we? So, basically, with mahjong, the aim of the game is to create a hand of 13 tiles plus one extra tile which you either draw yourself from the wall or you take from an opponent's discard. And that's all there is to it. If you've played something similar to, say, Rummy Cub, which takes its inspiration from mahjong, or even stuff like poker, which has similar concepts, you're trying to arrange this group of 13 tiles in front of you into a hand which has a very particular value, and then as soon as you're ready, you take the last tile from either the wall or from whatever someone discards, and you win that hand. And that's all there is to it. The tiles are probably the most complicated part of it because obviously they are partly kanji and pretty much ideographic. So we'll start with those first, and hopefully should be able to get something here. So these are the basic tiles, and there are 136 to 144 of them in any mahjong game, and they're arranged into 5 specific groups. The top group is the number of the character suit, the man tiles, and they start from 1 going through to 9. You can see here they have the kanji for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth up until 9. Those are probably the hardest ones to recognize for a lot of people because obviously you do have to know the kanji for them, but when you play often, it'll be a bit easier for you to recognize them. But when you're starting out, it is pretty hard, so learning the kanji for 1 to 9 will pretty much get you going with this suit. The second suit is the circles, or the pin tiles, and they should be self-explanatory. You've got 1 to 9 of circles. The third suit is the bamboo. Again, should be self-explanatory except for the 1 of bamboo, which is normally a peacock, and in Japanese they are the so tiles, S-O-U. Excuse me. The fourth group is the cardinal winds, and they are in a very specific order. It is east, south, west, north. If you remember that order, then it should help you a lot. The chicken, yeah, the chicken. So yeah, east, south, west, north. The game always begins on the east with the east player and then moves around south, west, north. And that's also the order for the Dora tiles as well, but we'll get to that when we come to discussing Dora tiles, the bonus tiles. And the final group are the dragons. These 3 tiles here. This is the white dragon, that is the green dragon, and this is the red dragon. So Hak, Hats, and Chun, if I remember correctly in Japanese. All of these tiles are in the game, and they're, like I mentioned before, there are 136 to 144 of them depending on what rule set you're playing as. And the only thing you have to worry about are pretty much the characters and the winds. Once you recognize these, they should be pretty easy for you to play. Yeah. The game itself is actually fairly easy to learn and understand. If I switch over to Psycho, as you can see here, this is a 4-player table. Quickly get that focus. The game always goes in an anti-clockwise direction, so from you it will go on to the guy on the right, then to his right, then to his right, and then back to you, and it will constantly go around in that order unless people start calling tiles, which we'll get to in a minute. That is pretty much the game direction. You can see the dealer button here, which marks the first player to take a move. Yeah, you can see the dealer button here, which marks basically the east player. So that's the player that starts off with, and then it goes around to south on this side, to west up here, and then to north over here. And the game flow always goes anti-clockwise. The game itself normally lasts for 8 hands. It can last longer, and there are special conditions. That's called a hanchan. The game lasting more than 8 hands usually if the dealer is either in tenpai when there is an exhaustive draw, or if he wins then he gets to keep the dealer button and he'll keep going. Yeah, so hand composition. Like I mentioned before, the aim of the game is for you to build a hand using 13 tiles and 1 discarded or self-drawn. The hands have to be in a very specific shape, however, and the shape is you need 4 groups of 3 tiles and a pair. And if I switch back to the browser, I will quickly give you an example of what a hand may look like. Give me the browser. There we go. Right, say for example your hand looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 9, 9. That is a valid hand, and it's an ipeco. As you can see, there are 4 groups of 3 tiles, 2 sets of 1, 2, 3 in characters, 1, 2, 3 in circles, 1, 2, 3 in bamboo, and a pair of 9s, and that's a valid hand, and you can go out with that quite easily, and it's actually worth quite a lot as well. There are exceptions to this kind of structure though, and they are special hands. The first and most obvious one would be 7 pairs, which is exactly what it sounds like. You have 7 pairs of tiles in your hand, you go out with that, and it gives you a pretty set point value. They're quite hard to get though, I would say, because they're pairs. And the other rare hand that doesn't conform to the 4 groups of 3 in a pair is Kokshimuso, which is a Yakuman hand, and that is all of the terminals. So terminals are 1 or 9 in each suit, or the winds, or the cardinal directions. And that one will give you a limit hand, which is like stupidly high in value. Yeah, so basic hand shape is usually 4 groups of 3 and a pair, and you'll see that quite often. It doesn't have to be sequences like this. It can be, for example, if I dump a couple of these out, 1, 2, 3, can be triplets as well. Generally they're harder to get because obviously you need to get 3 of the same tile, and other people can have them as well, which greatly reduces the probability of you getting the full set. But there are some hands which are really high in value, which are based only in, triplets like this. So if I drop these tiles out of here and I get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah, Yakuman hand. This is an all concealed triplets. That's really high value. I've had that before as well. It's pretty good when you get it and you drop it on somebody, and their fucking blood just washes out their face. It's so good. But yeah, basic hand composition, 4 groups of 3 tiles and a pair. There are 2 types of hands as well based on this. There are the open hands where you call tiles, and like I mentioned before, when you're calling a tile, you can either call from any of your other opponents. However, there are restrictions on what you can call. If you're, say for example, trying to complete this pair, you can call a tile from any of these players here, and that's called a pawn, and that would complete these white dragons. However, if you're trying to complete a sequence, like say for example here, and you need a 2 bamboo, you can only take it from the guy on your left. That's one of those tough conditions that you have to remember. You can only take a tile to complete a sequence from the guy on your left, whereas you can take a tile to complete a triplet from anywhere on the table. This doesn't usually apply to 1v1 like arcade mahjong, for example, because you're only playing against one player, so you can chi or pawn against them as much as you like. But in 4-player, you do have to watch out for those restrictions. The other way to call as well is a can, where if you've got a triplet, you can call a 4th tile of that group and then put it aside, and that flips a door tile as well. Yeah, chi, it's one trap. It's one thing you do have to remember with chi, is that the player on the left is the only player you can take that tile from. Pawn, you can take it from anywhere, and can, you can take it from anywhere as well. I don't normally recommend players going for can, where you complete a quad of a tile, because it flips over a Dora tile, a bonus tile, and that can either increase the value of your hand if you're lucky, or increase the value of other players' hands if you're unlucky. So you have to be careful. Yeah, and the other type of hand is a closed hand, where basically you haven't called a single tile at all. And when you get to a ready state, you can actually call a reach, which is you putting in a bet of 1,000 points and basically declaring that your hand is ready to go. You only need one more tile to go. But doing that locks your hand completely, so you can't play defensively. You must discard everything you draw until you get to a tile that you can win with, or somebody drops a tile that you can win with. So there is a bit of a danger to reaching, because obviously you can't play defensively. However, the benefits to reaching are you're playing aggressively, so you basically declare, I'm ready, I'm going to win on the next tile. And also reaching adds 1 to the hand value, which makes your hand a lot higher in value, which can also give you a lot more points depending on the hand. Yeah, ready state I've already discussed. So, I mean, reaching is actually pretty good. I mean, a lot of people tend to reach whenever they get the chance, almost immediately. And like I said, it does add extra value to your hand. However, sometimes you probably want to keep it quiet, and that's something called Dama 10, where you basically keep your hand silent, but it's ready to go, and you can win at any time. When you play Dama 10, you don't announce that you're ready to win, and you don't give people the idea that you might actually be ready to go, and you can usually snipe people's tiles that way and win quite easily, but it only works if you've got a pretty good hand to go with. Yeah, and basically the game mahjong progresses pretty much the same way. I mean, for example, if I play this game here, I drop the east, goes round to the right, then to the right, then to the right, and back to me, and then it'll just keep going like this over and over and over. Fucking G. Yeah, over and over and over again until all of the tiles are exhausted. And I think, yeah, once you've drawn 18 tiles, that is an exhaustive draw, and the game is a draw basically. And there's a special condition for that as well, where if the players who aren't in Tenpai, or the players who aren't ready to go on the next hand, must pay the players who are ready. I think it's about 1,000 points each. Yeah. So you basically want to try and get ready as quickly as possible, even if it's quiet. Don't want to call that. Pass. Drop the 9. You can see the game flow here. It's pretty cyclical here. So 5, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I can reach on this hand, I think. Yeah. If I reach this here, I'll be waiting for a 1 or a 4 of circles, because I've got a triplet here, as you can see. So that set's done. 3, 4, 5 of bamboo are done. I've got my pair, so I don't have to worry about that. And I've got a 5, 6, and 7 of circles. So basically this is the only set that needs to be completed. And I need a 1 of circles or a 4 of circles. So if I reach here and drop that, I should be good to go. Yeah. There we go. Reach. We'll see if we get it though. Normally when you reach, it's a matter of luck. I haven't seen any 1 of circle. Well, I have there. There's 1 there. I haven't seen any 4s though. Oh, I got it. Run. And I win on the discard. And that's basically the game flow. Pretty much the game flow right there. It didn't go to an exhaustive draw, but yeah. That's basically how it goes. Hand was pretty cheap. Yeah, only a reach, Yakuhai, which I'll explain later. Hand is pretty small, so but at least it gets something on the board. Next. Yeah, when you win off opponent's discard, it's called a Ron. And basically that player who you won from the discard must pay the entire cost of the hand. If you self-draw your winning tile, it's called a Sumo. And basically the cost of the hand is split between the remaining players. So for example, say you've got a 12,000 point hand, then basically all 4 players would have to pay 4,000 points each, totaling 12,000 points. Whereas if you went on a run with a 12,000 point hand, that player has to pay the entire cost of that hand out himself. Normally it's a good idea to go for opponents' discards if you can, to try and either knock them out or to reduce their point value as much as possible. Otherwise, winning by sumo works quite well if you have a high enough hand that will basically obliterate, the point values of everybody else. Yes, Axivos, if you get a run, like I mentioned before, if you have a really expensive hand, then you can basically kill somebody. I have one with a Yakuman, which is a 32,000 point hand, and I completely annihilated one player pretty much on the third hand. And it feels good that way, but sometimes it's very luck dependent. Most of the time, if you're playing pretty quick, you'll have maybe 5,000 point hand, 8,000 point hand, 12,000 point hand, and that still does quite a lot of damage. But again, you normally have to do a few more hits this way. Let me continue this game on just to show you how it goes. This hand here isn't too bad. I mean, I've got a pair of easts here, and since I am the east dealer, this is my seat wind, which means I get an extra 1 to the hand value, and plus with it being the east round as well, I get another +1 to hand value. So this is basically double Yakuhai. So I want to try and get this as a triple as soon as possible. So dropping the winds that you don't want usually is a good start. Don't want that. Pass. Drop the 1. Oh, nope, don't want that either. South. That would be good if you're sitting here, but since I'm the east, I need to keep it. I'll drop the green dragon since there's one down already. Yeah, this hand is pretty tough to work with. Here we go. So I've got 1, 2, 3 of circles, so that's one set done. 5, 6, 7 of characters, so that's that done. And I haven't really got anything else to work with just yet. So if I get rid of that, I basically need 3 more tiles to complete my hand. I don't need that. Yeah, this is a pretty bad hand. Drop the 2. Ooh, there we go. Right, so since she's dropped an east, I will pawn that. That's a double ton, which is really nice. I can get rid of this 7, and I basically need to complete a set here. Oh my god. Right, pair of 5s. I need another 5 of bamboo to win. So this hand isn't too bad. It could be better, but it's not bad. I don't think I've got red 5s on here though. Nope. So taking a quick look at the discards. Yeah, the 2s have already done. Right. Oh no, can't pass on that. 3. Yeah, this generally happens quite a lot. How you discard 1 honor and then you pick up another 2 soon after, and that would have been really nice because that's a triple of white dragons and they add to hand value. Again, they're called Yakuhai. Yakuhai basically mean any seat wind or any dragon triplet. Fuck's sake, right. This is going to be an exhaustive draw. Yep, exhaustive draw. Basically, everyone's taken quite a lot of tiles, about 18, 19. And that hand is basically a bust. However, I was in 10 pi, and I believe some other players were as well. Nope, I was the only one in 10 pi, so I got 1,000 points off each of them, which is always good. Which is always good. Okay. I'll play one more hand and then we'll go over Yaku, which are hand types. So let's see now. Probably want to keep those 2 and that and that and that and that and that and get rid of that. No normal fish. I got those points because I was the only one who had a hand ready and everyone else didn't. As I mentioned before, it's called no 10. If you're no 10, you basically have to pay all the other players a certain amount of points. Yep, that's right, Eben. 10 pi basically means you're ready. And that also links to reach as well, where if you're 10 pi and your hand is closed, you can reach. I said I keep missing things like that, so thank you for reminding me about stuff like that, because sometimes I forget to talk about stuff like that. So this hand is going okay, I guess. Drop the south. Yeah, since I haven't really got much of a structure here, I kind of want to try and get something going. Oh, I can that, but I'm not going to, because that's not worth it. Pass. Dashimo pass. 1, 2, 5, 8. Yeah, actually, excuse me. I'll play a bit of music because it's kind of quiet. There we go. Right. Just so we have some kind of music in the background here. This hand. Yep, that's right. Yeah, there are 4 tiles, 4 tiles of each type in a set in the mahjong set. Okay. I didn't want to take that 2 pin because there's no point in calling a can. Yeah. I'm gonna pass on that. 1, 2, 3. This hand is pretty jank. Pass on the hits. Oh, why? Why, Delilah? She's only gone. Had a Weetabix. Oh, yeah, that's my turn skipped. As you saw there, this player pawned just as I was about to get my turn, and it skipped my turn completely. Yeah. To discuss can again, if you have a set of 3 tiles like I have here, if a 2 of circles drop now, I could option to call a can, and that would flip over another bonus tile here. However, like I mentioned before, it can be advantageous if it gives you bonus tiles. However, if you lose, it can also give your opponents bonus tiles. Yeah. And plus, if you're calling a can, that means your hand is now open and you can't really do much else with it. And open hands generally tend to cost lower than closed hands in most situations, so you really need to be careful about that. So, a good beginner tip is don't call a can unless you're absolutely sure that you'll win something off it. Skips my turn, I think. Yeah, this hand is going nowhere. This is probably going to be a exhaustive draw as well. Let's drop that one. Ryukyoku. I need something here. Actually, wait. Ron. Yeah, I lost that hand. Okay. So, as you can see there is a very specific flow and a lot of considerations that you have to think about. But mahjong, in effect, is fairly simple to play. As long as you're aware of, basic hand structure, then it should be something that you can pick up quite easily. And we'll go into basic hand structure now, actually, since I have a bit of time. Let's see now. Hand structure, for example. Give me 1 second and I will try and dig up something here. Mahjong yaku. List. Well, you don't have to remember all 136 pieces if you remember that. Right, so I'm gonna add a browser. Gonna capture. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Right. Yeah, like I mentioned before, there are only really 10 tiles that are pretty difficult to learn. But if you take the effort to actually learn them, then your game is a lot easier to play. I mean, it's only 1 to 9 of characters and the 4 wins. Yeah. So, Yaku. Yaku is basically hand structure. And the more complicated a Yaku is, the higher your hand value tends to be. The most basic hand is reach, and you can basically have anything as long as the hand is closed. So reaching will get you pretty much a cheap hand, but it tends to work quite well if you're looking for speed. And there's quite a lot of other hands as well. As I mentioned before, there is also 7 pairs, which is a unique kind of hand where you have 7 pairs in the hand and it gives you a set amount of points for that hand. And there is also Kokushimuso, which is which is all terminals and honors. So 1 or 9 in each set, any wind, or well, 1 of each wind and 1 of each dragon. So 1 and 9 of characters, 1 and 9 of circles, 1 and 9 of bamboo, north, south, east, west, white dragon, green dragon, red dragon, and 1 copy of any of those other tiles. They're probably the easiest ones to remember. There are quite a lot of other hands as well, but you don't need to know all of them explicitly. Just remember that the more complicated hands are higher in value. They're probably the easier ones to go for, and the ones that you'll probably go for the most often will be, let's see now, Pinfu. Pinfu is there it is, right. Pinfu is a no points hand. Basically is just no triplets or quads in the hand, no dragons, no wind, no round wind. So basically it's just a handful of junk which has no triplets. Has to be closed. Generally worth not that much, but it's pretty common and you'll probably see it quite often, and it's fairly easy to get. The other one is, let's see if I remember what it is. Tanyao, yeah, let's see now, where is it? Tanyao is basically any sequence with the numbers 2 to 8 and no honors or terminals. So no 1 or 9 in any suit, no wind or no dragon. That's also quite common as well, and that's actually worth a little bit more. There's loads of different hands here. I'm not going to go over all of them, just be aware that there's quite a lot of them and they are worth quite a lot. But most of these you can pretty much work out what they are. For example, there is one set of identical sequences where you've got see here 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7 of circles. That's worth 1 hand value. It's pretty common to get that as well, I would say, at Ipeiko. A 3 color straight as well, Sanshoku, is the same straight in all 3 tiles. So 2, 3, 4 in characters, 2, 3, 4 in circles, 2, 3, 4 in bamboo. Yeah. Like Trap says, Tanyao is super easy to get. If you're calling it, there are some rule sets that you can play which will allow open Tanyao, and yeah, they tend to be pretty good to play on. There's an all triplets hand as well, Toi Toi, so all the hands are triplets, can be open as well, worth a fair amount. There's closed triplets as well. 3 closed triplets are pretty tough to get, worth quite a fair bit. There's also the Yakuman, which is all closed triplets. Yeah, pretty good as well. There are Yaku based on terminals and honors. So, for example, all simples. This is the Tanyao Chu. So no terminals or honors. There are honor tiles, Yaku High, so if you get a triplet of any dragon or seat wind, then that's Yaku High, and you can usually call that. That's a pretty good hand to go for opens. Yeah, open Tanyao is pretty much easy mode. If you're playing for speed, then it is one of the best hands you can get. One thing to note though, if people are playing on Hyper Reaction 2, I found out recently that Hyper Reaction 2 does not have open Tanyao as an available rule, which is why it's so fucking hard to play. Which is why it's really difficult to play. But yeah, you have to be careful, and that's like a special rule. You don't see it that often. It's prevalent on most net player servers, but in most cases you won't see it often. There are, again, Yaku based on suits. So just like in poker, you've got half flush here, where you've got all of one suit and a bunch of honors here and there, or you've got the full flush, the straight flush basically, where you've got all of one suit, and those two are worth a shitload of hands. And there are Yakuman hands as well. Yakuman are limit hands, and they are worth 32,000 points or 48,000 points if you are the dealer. And these are super hard to get, come up once in a blue moon, and will pretty much eliminate anyone you hit with. And you know, when you get them, it's such a good feeling. I've not actually got this one here, which is Kokshi Muso. This is like 13 orphans basically, so 1 and 9 of each suit, 1 of each wind, 1 of each dragon, and a duplicate tile, and that's worth so much. Yeah. 4 concealed triplets, again that's a Yakuman hand, extremely hard to get. That has to be closed, all triples. There's the 3 big dragons, whoopsie. 3 big dragons, which is basically a triple of all of the dragons, so triple of whites, triple of greens, triple of reds. Killer hand if you can get it. You can call it as well, which makes this one doubly dangerous, but once you start calling the dragons, people clue onto it and don't drop the rest. There's like the winds as well, triples of all the winds. Hand that's just exclusively honors. 7 pairs version of all honors. That's pretty nasty if you can get it, but that's very rare to get that, and it's a double limit hand as well. All terminals, always fun to get. All greens, this is a tough one to get because all the tiles have to be green. There must be no other colors in them. 9 gates, yeah. Yakuman, you should be aware of them. They're worth a shitload of points. Occasionally you get lucky and you bag 1 or 2 of them. I've had maybe 5 or 6 Yakuman since I started playing 2.5 years ago. They are pretty hard to get. You're more likely to get the cheap shit. So if you learn what the cheap shit is, it makes things a bit easier. It makes things a little bit easier for you to understand. Yeah. The other thing that adds to your score is Dora tiles, and I just touched upon that a few minutes ago. Dora tiles are indicated by this tile here. You see this tile that's flipped over in the wall, the 2 of bamboo? This is a Dora indicator, and Dora basically means bonus indicator. And to calculate the Dora, you add 1 to this sequence. So this is a 2 of bamboo here. The Dora tile will be a 3 of bamboo. Likewise, if this 5 of circles was a Dora tile, then this tile, the 6 of circles, would be the bonus tile that you want. Anytime you have a Dora in your hand, it adds +1. Adds +1 to your hand value, so the more of these you have, the higher your hand value tends to be. Most of the time you'll only ever have 1 Dora tile flipped over, but if you call a can, a quad of a tile, then it flips over another one of these. And if you win with a reach, you actually get to flip over the 2 underneath, well, the tiles underneath the visible Dora, which could potentially add more. So like I mentioned before, calling a can a quad of a tile can either be extremely beneficial to you or extremely dangerous, in that you could be inadvertently adding value to other people's hands. So you kind of want to balance out, getting rid of tiles in your hand with, flipping these bonus tiles over, and they're kind of dangerous, but they're pretty fun to play with as well. There is also Yakuman hand, where if you have plus 13 Yaku, it's an automatic Yakuman, and you see that fairly often if you've been calling cans constantly, so yeah. And before I forget, there are unique win conditions as well that you probably don't need to worry about too much. You do see them occasionally. The unique win conditions are stuff like Haite, where you win on the last tile drawn, Hote, where you win on the last discard, Tenho, where you automatically draw your winning tile with the first tile in the hand. They're really rare. I've been hit with one of those before, and so on and so forth. You don't need to be aware of all of them, but should probably familiarize yourself with what they basically are, and then you can probably work out them in the future. So that's pretty much the basics, I would say. I mean, Trap, do you think I've forgotten anything? Guys, do you think I've forgotten anything? Because if not, then we will go on to general strategies. So let me know in chat first while I take a drink, because I've been talking for the past 25 minutes. Yeah, I mean, when you first start out with mahjong, it is pretty complicated, and I do realize I've gone over quite a lot in a very short space of time. So QLEX, your hand becomes open if you can or something else, right? Not exactly. You can call a can. If someone discards it, then yes, you can call a can. However, you can also call one if you draw the tile, and that keeps your hand closed. So there's two types of can. There's a closed can and an open can. The disadvantages of an open hand are that the hand value goes down by 1. So what would be, say, Mangan, an 8 hand hand would be down to about 7 or 6. And also, you can't reach if you open your hand. Yeah. Open can. Yeah. But yeah, most Yaku are worth less or not available when they're open. So technically you don't want to call tiles if at all possible. The only time I would recommend calling tiles is if you have Yaku High. And Yaku High, like I mentioned before, are a triple of any dragon or a triple of your seat wind. So for example, this table here, my seat wind is still east. So if I have a triple of the east tile, then that's a Yaku High, and I can still go out with the hand as long as I don't fuck it up anymore by calling more. Yeah. So you kind of want to balance the risks of calling with the merits of, keeping your hand closed. The other thing about calling is that you remove 3 tiles from your hand, which means that you have less options to play defensively in the future. So when your hand is closed, you have all 13 tiles to choose from to discard if you want to play defensively, whereas if you call like a chi or a pawn or a can, you lose 3 or 4 tiles from that hand, so you have less options to work with. That's an advanced concept though, and we'll go over that later. But yeah. Any other questions? Oh god. it is a pretty complicated game, like I mentioned before. When you first sit down, it is pretty tough to understand. And I remember when I first played this, I was like, what the hell am I doing? You know, how am I supposed to play this game? What I did was I picked up a free app for like iPhone or Mac or whatever, and I just sat down and played a few hands just to see, you know, what hand structure is, how the game flows, how calling works, you know, and how scoring works. And little by little you do tend to start to pick up a little bit more. And I've been reading a little bit of strategy as well, and that does help a lot. But basically the right way to learn is to sit down and just play a few hands and, you know, try and understand how the game flow works. I know a few people in chat at the moment have been playing 1v1 arcade style against, say, you know, Hyper Reaction 2 or, you know, G-Taste or whatever. And that does teach you some basics, but it doesn't teach you the full game flow, and you lose also a lot of the more advanced tenets, like, you know, discard reading and you know, jumping turns and stuff like that, because obviously you're only playing 1v1 and it's a much more limited in scope. And playing 4v4 4 player, sorry, teaches you a lot more. But if there's no more questions, we'll go on to the next section. Excuse me. Which will be general strategies. I think I've just blown through the first 2 sections really quickly. But yeah, general strategies. I mean, what's there to explain? It's pretty complicated going for general strategies. We'll start with reading hand speed, for example. Reading hand speed basically means you looking at your hand currently and determining how quickly you can build out that hand. And there's something called shanten, which basically means how many tiles away from a ready state you are. So E shanten, for example, would mean 1 tile away from ready. Yan shanten, for example, would mean you're 2 tiles away from ready. It's fairly difficult to count how many tiles away from ready you are without being quite familiar with how they look. But we'll start with this hand, for example, because obviously we don't have a timer to worry about for our moves, so we can sit and work out roughly how many tiles we would be away from ready. Looking at this hand here, for example, you basically want to try and group up as many of these tiles as possible and then determine what needs to be discarded in order to get your hand ready. Here, for example, we have a pair of 2 and a pair of red dragons we can work with, but they're not complete yet. They will be ready though, so they would probably be 1-2 tiles away. We have a sequence here, 5 and a 7, waiting a 6 of circles inside. That's another tile that we need to discard to get that ready, so that's 3 tiles. Another pair here, and a sequence. So I would say we are probably maybe 4-5 tiles away here from ready. And basically, the more tiles away from ready you are, the slower your hand will be. If you get lucky and you get into a hand where you're ready within 1 or 2 tiles, and that's a really fast hand and you can play that aggressively. But a hand like this, you need to be more considerate about, you know, the look of the draw, for example, and seeing what tiles get dropped off to complete hands. At some point you would probably want to start trying to call tiles like this, for example, just to finish them off, and maybe if you get another pair for these, you could call again to finish those off. So this hand, I would say, is probably quite slow, and it looks like it's probably going to get much slower. I've completed a sequence, so I've got 2 pair here. This hand is pretty bad. 4, 5. I need a 6 here, so that's another set. So I need to discard yet another 3 or 4 tiles before this hand is ready. Yeah, need to keep going. Yeah, reading hand speed is pretty tough though. Ooh, this could be workable here. So if I get rid of that, I could be able to call. That's a chi, I don't want that. 9 of circles? Nope. Drop. I'm Still waiting for tiles here. Not gonna get much here. I dropped a 5. That's bad. So yeah, stuff like that happens when you're trying to complete the sequence here. Pass on that. Pass on that. You can see this hand is slow, so I'm not going to get very much here, and it'll continue to be slow. That's the only problem. So if I can pawn that, makes that quick. If I drop 7, I'm 1 tile away from ready. I can pawn that as well. And I only need a 3 or a 6 of circles now, and I'm basically ready. And I win. Sumo! There we go. Hand win. So I basically had 2 Yakuhai there. I had a triplet of red dragons, triplet of green dragons, and a fairly bad structured hand, but I got 3 Doro as well, so that was worth quite a lot of points. That was a pretty good hand there. Very good hand there. So, we'll read this hand, but I will let you guys try and work out how many tiles away you are. So, we'll play this little puzzle here. Let them run the tiles first. Yes, normal fish, that's correct. Anytime you call a triplet or a sequence, it gets put to the side face up, and that basically means that your hand is open. Right, I'm going to leave this puzzle here with you guys. Try and work out how many tiles away from ready this hand is while I go to the bathroom and quickly get a drink.
Shaking space, you didn't research.一turn to germinate, purple tattoo. She comes in a crescent, no sabor.
Any more takers for this puzzle? I think I've pretty much got the answer. I'm seeing a couple in here. We're having fun with this puzzle? Okay. Just gonna very quickly get something set up here. Three, four, five, 9. 3, 9, pay. Okay, and is invalid. Of course it is. It's not even ready yet. Okay. How we doing, guys? Are we ready for the solution? Well, it won't be a solution. It'll just be a discussion. But I think I have a pretty good idea of how many Shanten this is. Good. Good. Right then. I will give you this. Blank. Okay. This is the hand we have currently, okay? I think a few of you have said 3. Some of you have maybe said 4. We'll see exactly how many this is. We'll drop as many tiles as we can to get it as close to a hand that we can work with as possible, and we'll say reach is the absolute first thing that we're going to be going for instead of calling. So if we drop, we'll get rid of this 2 first because that is right. So say for example we want a sequence here. If we drop this 5 and we get a 7, so 2 sequence, 3 sequence. These I would probably say you would still need to drop at least another 2 here to get this into something. Not counting this 2, so say we get rid of that 9 and probably this. Say for example if we get lucky, that's 2 tiles we get, and 1 more, say 3 tiles we get, and then we draw. We are 3 Shan-10. So yeah, 3 is the correct solution for the absolute fastest hand. So you can see it's a pretty cheap hand, but if you're just aiming to completely get rid of, you know, the dealer button, or, you know, move it along a bit faster, then yep, I would say that is a pretty workable hand. So good job guys, you did it right. We'll play this hand out though because I'm actually curious to see where it goes. Let's see now. So starting with this one, I would probably say, actually, let's have a bit of fun, shall we? I will let you guys play this one out. So you've just been dealt a 2 of circles, 2 pin. What do you drop from this hand? Discard 5 man. Are we saying 5 man? Yep, 5-5-5 is the possibility of a triplet, yep. So we have a few conflicting ideas here. We're saying 5 man. Dump the 2 pin Sumagiri. There is no 5 of bamboo in here, system 11. We've got 5 of circles or the 5 of characters. Yeah. I would agree with normal fish here in that leaving this as a set is the right idea, and we will go on that on the next topic, which will be machi, weight patterns. But I would agree with normal fish here in that keeping these is a good idea. I'm not entirely sure I would drop the 5 of circles either. I would probably say one of these 4 is a better candidate. And I would probably say dropping the pay. The north. So what's it gonna be, guys? You're gonna have to agree on something. Nine of bamboo or 9 of circles. Q pin, huh? 9p. Okay. $9p. I see 9p a lot. 3 bamboo. That's also a possibility, but I would say 9p or the pay. So if you guys are going to say 9p, we drop the 9p. Okay, you've just been given a 7 of characters. What do you drop from this hand? This is actually a very good set to have here. Like I said, we will touch on machi, which are weight patterns, after this hand. We'll discuss a little bit about those. 9 of characters, yeah. Fuck you, Trap. 9 of bamboo it is. Are we all agreed on the 9 of bamboo? It's a 9 yet. Drop the 7. Yeah, I misread that, sorry. Drop the 9 of B. Don't mess up! Are we agreed on 9 of B? 9 of bamboo?
Better luck next time.
Twitch plays mahjong. 9 so, yeah. Okay. This one's going as well. I would have dropped the 9 of characters, but yeah, that's just me. You've been dealt a Chun. Red Dragon. Now in this situation, I would be looking to get a pair somewhere. You've got a pair of 5s and a 6. It's a nice sequence actually. That 9 is doing nothing though. You're still 3 tiles away from a decent hand. 3 bamboo. I hear 3 of bamboo. I'm sure you would want to keep the pay and the chun. I don't know. Hmm. 3B or 9M. I will say one thing about the red dragon though. There is one already discarded. Bear that in mind. And 2 north as well. Yep, 2 north is down as well, so you want to get rid of north. So, you have a choice then. You have Chun, which I would probably say maybe keep just in case. Pay the north, because there's 2 out already, and that is worthless. Or you guys are saying 3 bamboo or 9 of characters. So you've got 4 tiles to choose from here. Get rid of the north. North is gone. Bye bye. North is wind though, not a dragon. Oh, hang on. Right. 7 of characters is available. The 7 of characters is now available as a chi. I wouldn't advise calling it though. It's entirely up to you guys. Remember, you're the ones that are playing it. I'm just going to advise you on this one. No cheat. I see no cheat. Pass them. I see pass. I see pass. Okay. White dragon. One's also out as well. Looking at this, you have one set of sequences. Two. Let's say you're still 3 tiles away from completing this hand. And this draw is pretty shit. Throw the white. Trap says toss the white. What do you guys say? See a white as well. That's 2 white. Zivos, that is only a valid hand in Kokshimuso. Yeah, it doesn't give you anything. Dropping the white. Bye bye white. 5 of characters. Do you want to pawn it for these 2? Or do you want to pass? Trap says pass. See pass as well. Why do you want to pawn that, Axivos? Why do you want to pawn that, Tane? Remember, your hand has no shape at the moment. There's always the possibility that if you pawn this, your hand has no shape whatsoever. Yep. Like Trap said, there's no Yaku in this hand at all. So you're better off keeping it closed. And the only Yaku with a hand like this available would be a reach. At least to start with. You can probably build out to something a little bit more. But, yeah, we passed the pawn. Fully agree. Oh, here we go. 1 of circles! Yeah, still 3 tiles away from completing the hand, though. I would advise keeping this one. And dropping 1 of 3 possible tiles. It is up to you to decide which tile to drop. Q1, huh? Q1. Out with the bamboo! Do we all agree on getting rid of the 3? Trap says 9 of characters, but I would say getting rid of the Chun is probably a better idea. System 11, if you had pawned to get the triple of that, the hand would be worthless and you wouldn't be able to go out with it at all. Yeah, the hand has no structure currently, nothing workable, so if you tried to go out with this, you would basically not be able to. Remember, Yaku basically says your hand has a specific value, so if your hand looks like this and there's nothing workable with it, you basically want to keep it closed, because at least that way you can still try and get something with a reach. Sanso? Sanso? Boink. Bye bye. Oh, hello. You are 2 tiles away from ready. And that is a nice draw. That's a 7 of characters. Darius Gaiden. This is actually kind of fun. I like this. Chuck the red. Yep. Looking at the discards here, if you can see them carefully, we have a red already out there. We've got 2 whites down and the green dragon's down. 3 of the 4 pave down already, so getting rid of those was a good idea. Culex says 5 man. See a couple for the Chun. I'm not sure I would get rid of 5 man though, Culex, for one specific reason, that is now a pair. And if you get rid of the Chun, there's a possibility you might get an 8 or another 5. Think about it, you've got your pair already. If you complete a sequence, this is a pretty lethal sequence to wait on. I wouldn't drop the 5 man though. I would keep that as a pair. It's up to you guys though. Are you going to agree on it or not? That's just how I would play it though. So how I play it would be different to how you guys would play it. But I would keep this as a pair. This is a 6-7. You could drop the 9 if a 5 or an 8 appear next, and then you would basically just be waiting on 3 or 6 of circles after that. Yep, drop the red. Drop the red then? Yeah, I'll say drop the red. Bye, 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 bye. Doink. Ooh. I wouldn't keep that. I wouldn't keep that, but that's up to what you guys want to do. What the fuck is that shit? This hand is actually pretty good, I would say. Reach. It's an honor though. There's a Dora tile. Toss the 1. Okay. Bye bye. What do we got next? Oh, that has to go as well. You probably noticed you're 1 tile away from ready, and you're gonna get some pretty shit draws. Eso. Chuso. Get the fuck out. Okay. Bye bye. Yeah, this is a common occurrence. Yeah, there's the 4th pay as well. So we dumped that as well. Drop the north. Fuck this game, man. This is mahjong. Oh, white dragon. 1, 2. This is mahjong in a nutshell. Don't forget though, you are waiting on a 5 or an 8 of characters, 3 or a 6 of circles. Toss the white. Dump the white. Bye bye. Oop. Your cow must have beat this game. 4 of characters has appeared as a chi. I wouldn't advise calling this though. The hand has no structure at all. Pass. Pass. I see a couple of pass. Pass, pass, pass. Yep, cool. Doink. Oh, 5 of bamboo. We're gonna dump that as well. Closed handle bust. Throw it. Dump 5. Burn the bamboo. Bye bye. Dump. Yep, okay. South. Drop the wind. I don't know if this will go to Ryu Kyoku. It certainly looks like it might do. Not my fault, sorry. Literal garbage. Dump the wind. Bye bye wind. Ciao. Oh, 1 of circles. Throw wind at enemies. Yeah, 1 of circles. You can choose the chi or pass. I would advise passing. Pass. Pass. Yeah, pass. Pass. Yeah, bye bye. Oh, amazing. Ah, this game. Bye bye. Oh, 2 of circles. Yeah, you could probably pass that as well quite safely. I want to see how many 8s are out. We've got 1 8 out already. Yeah, got an 8 out already. Still waiting another. Well, there's a 5 out there, so you're basically waiting on 8s. Pass. Nose pass. Yeah. Ciao. 7 of bamboo. Ray Crisis. Actually, what I'll do is I will add. There you go, music player. Fuck them sticks. D. What's that? 6 of circles. Ah, that would have been useful if it was yours, because you could have dropped that and waited for an 8. However, you still need a tile to complete your hand. Six of circles. Passive. Are we passing? I see a pass. Going, gone. Got filed. Pass. I'll go with pass. Oh, bitch. More sticks. I don't know if all in on twigs would have given you anything, because looking at the bamboo, you've got 9, 2 7s, 2 5s, 3, 2. You still wouldn't have had anything anyway if you'd kept the bamboo. Bye bye. Oh, that goes an 8. 2 of circles is there. 2 of the 8s have gone. Well, you might get an 8 from this one if she drops one, so yeah. Looking at the discard. Pass, of course. Pass. Oh, it couldn't have been any closer. Why? Why? Delilah. Unfortunately, it's not what you want. That's a 7. Welcome to Mahjong, guys. This shit happens all the time. Fucking love this song. Shall we pass? Because you can't do anything with it. You can get rid of the 1 pin and try for a 6. However, I would keep this shit because you can still wait on a 3 or a 6. Remember, this is virtually complete. You only need a 3 of circles or a 6 of circles to complete this as a double sequence. So I would probably keep this together and drop that instead. There still is 4 6s somewhere. And probably 3 3s as well, yeah, so you've still got a pretty good chance of completing this. So you pass. I see a toss. Yep. I'm gonna say toss it. Okay, tossed. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's not quite reach ready though, is it? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, pair. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Why can't you reach on that? Is that no Yaku, is it? Now this is curious. 1, 2, 3, pair of 5s, 6, 7, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait. That's what I'm thinking. Why can't you reach on this? Because it looks like a ready hand. 1, 2, 3. If you drop a 5-man here, that'll be 5, 6, 7. Pair of 9s. 1, 2, 3, and then you're waiting on a sequence here. So 10 pi if you discard 5 man. At this point, it's probably better just to get into 10 pi and not suffer the penalty. So what's the deal here? Or what are we going to drop here? 5 man? At least you'll be in 10 pi. Drop the 5, drop the 5, drop the 5. Wow, that's a lot of 5s. Okay. Bye bye 5. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 9. Ooh, you got it just at the end. And everyone is 10 pi, of course. So no bonus. Okay, well. Everyone in 10 pi. Oh my god. Right, who's got the 8? I think it's probably still in the wall. Yeah, you got it just on the last tile though. Anyway, but that should at least show you how to count your hand, how to count the tiles in your hand, and to work out how many tiles you need to get away from. And also, that touches very briefly on the next subject that we'll cover, which is machi or weight patterns. So I'm just going to very quickly pop open a browser window here because I need to go to a link. Arcturus .su /wiki/machi. Pass every tile, yeah. Technically you could think of it that way. Right, we're going to talk about machi, which is weighting patterns. These are kind of fun to try and work out. Here we go. I got these two. There we go. Cool. Have you seen this hand? We'll play this in a second. Anyway, right. Machi, as you probably saw, there are patterns for tiles which will allow you to distinguish what you're waiting for. That plays into what we were discussing earlier, which is Shanten, basically counting how many tiles away from being in a ready state you are. And learning to recognize those patterns will actually help you very, very much. Will help you greatly in speeding up, your hand and, trying to work out what tiles you need to wait on. There are a bunch of different weight patterns. For example, there's the typical sequence here, which is, in this case, 4, 5 of bamboo. And you're waiting for 3 or 6, and that's called a Rianmen. So you're waiting for 2 tiles to complete the sequence. There is also a sequence at the end of the set, a Penchan, so basically you've got a 9 or an 8 or a 1 or a 2 of a suit, and you're waiting for 3 or 7 depending on which end you're waiting on. There is the Shanpon weight, for example, where you've got 2 pairs in a sort of sequence here, and you're either waiting for a tile to complete them as a triple, and as a loose pair as well. A Kanchan, which is basically bookends, you could think of them as. In this case, you've got a 3 or a 5 of characters, and you're waiting for a 4, which will slot right into the middle of it to complete a sequence. Bookends are really hard, and I wouldn't advise trying to wait on that as your winning tile, because obviously you're only waiting for 1 tile. And you've got Tanki, which is the pair weight. In this case, this hand is waiting for another east to complete it. Those are your typical weight patterns, and learning to recognize these kinds of patterns will, like I said, help you understand how many tiles you're waiting to complete your hand with, and also to evaluate how quickly your hand will actually be. How quick your hand will be. Excuse me. There are also more complex combinations here, and we've seen one or two of them in that previous hand. You've got the Nobatan, which is like 4 tiles in sequence, and you're waiting for one of the ends basically to complete pairs. To complete a pair. So in this case, 2, 3, 4, 5 of circles. You're waiting for either the 2 or the 5 of circles to complete the pair and to leave you with a sequence. They're pretty good to have, and usually you want to keep those. You've got Ryan Menten, which is a 5 tiles in sequence, and you're waiting for 3 tiles, and they're really good. Yep, they're really good. San Mentan, which is like 7 tiles in sequence, you're waiting for 3 tiles again. You've got all sorts of different ones. These are the more complex ones you can, wait on, but usually they are consistent of these tiles here, these kinds of weights here. So learning to recognize these patterns will help you greatly in evaluating your hand. Excuse me. Fucking hell. Right. Yeah, and like we saw in that previous hand, just spotting these patterns will help you, determine what you're waiting for. Obviously, you will have tiles that are like quite loose, like we had a couple of, the dragons there that were loose. We had a wind tile that was loose. Normally, you would want to think about discarding those first, unless you pick up another one on your next draw, because normally the honor tiles are quite hard to get rid of. Quite hard to complete in sets, and they're generally not worth anything anyway unless they're dragons or your seat wind. So getting rid of those is usually the best option. Yeah. And also we touched upon in our game whether or not we should call a tile or not. And as you saw, the hand that we had no Yaku. So calling it would have basically put us at a massive disadvantage. We wouldn't be able to go out unless we restructured our hand with many other tiles. So learning the Yaku is usually a good idea, at least the basics of the Yaku, just so that you understand what hands you're able to go out with if you were open, and what hands you're able to go out with when you're closed. And determining that quickly helps your game a lot as well. Calling tiles, again, usually helps if you have Yakuhai, and like I mentioned before, Yakuhai are a triplet of any dragon available, so any triplet of white, any triplet of red, any triplet of green, or any triplet of your seat wind. So in the case of our game here, we should be still east, so if we had, we've got a seat wind here. So basically this is worth 2 Yaku, so this hand is pretty much ready to go on anything, and we just need to get rid of a bunch of tiles to complete this hand here. So having Yakuhai helps greatly, and Yakuhai is the only time when you can call a tile and you can still go out with other stuff, other hand structures. So if you ever get the opportunity to complete a triplet of a dragon or the seat wind that you're currently on, then I would probably go for it, because at least that way your hand could be sped up a little bit faster. I know we touched upon Tenpai as well. Tenpai again is basically you in a ready state, awaiting your winning tile. If your hand is closed, obviously you can call a reach, but some people tend not to, and that is a advanced strategy called Dama 10. And Dama 10 basically means that you're going Tenpai, but you are not going to be reaching. You're playing it silent, and this has advantages in that you're not announcing that you're ready, and that way you're not making other players play defensively. And that's usually a very good strategy to employ if you're playing Dama 10, and that's what you usually see in advanced mahjong, like the experts play, because they know how to rebuild their hands for higher value, and they don't always announce reach, because it automatically makes all the other players play defensively, which is generally not what you want to do if you're waiting for specific tiles. And finally, there's one thing that we should mention called Furuten, where basically if the tile that you need to win on is in your discard pile, then you basically can't go out on that tile or any other tile in that sequence. So looking at a hand previously where we needed the 3 or the 6 of circles, if we had dropped the 3 or 6 of circles previously, we would not be able to win with that hand at all. So yeah, you need to be careful of Furuten. I haven't explained all of Furuten because it's a very complicated rule to learn, but it's something that everyone who plays mahjong should be aware of because it's very, very, very easy to get into Furuten. You can find some of the rules online, and they'll explain the actual concept a little bit clearer. But yeah, just be aware that if you've discarded something that you could possibly win on, you aren't allowed to go out with that tile. You'll need to restructure your hand. And you'll see a lot of beginners reaching without realizing they're in Furuten, and they can't win unless they draw the tile themselves. But yeah, I'll let you guys play this one. So, I see people saying toss the west. It's entirely up to you. I would say this hand is quite far away from winning, maybe 5-6 tiles. This helps our deal greatly though, and we can start calling with this. This we can work with this quite easily. We can call maybe 1 set if required, but I would say we're about 5, possibly 6 tiles away. So I will let you guys pick on this. I see people saying toss the green, and I see people saying toss the west. It's entirely up to you. Remember, in the discard pile currently, there is a green. The likelihood of you getting any more green is kind of low. Toss the green, toss the green, toss the green. I'm going to toss the green in 10 seconds from now. Toss the green. Bye bye. Be back in a minute. 4th bamboo. It's up to you what you do with this. You're still 5 tiles away, I would say. Just to answer your question, Lord Kale, Nagashi Mangan is not enabled on this version of the app, but it is a rule that is generally used on a lot of online games. Rip West, I see. The tile across from us is a south and a green bamboo. This guy has dropped a north. This one here has dropped a green and a red, and we've dropped a green. So basically 3 of the greens have gone. Good call, guys. And a bunch of the wests have gone. The current Dora tile is the 5 of characters, which we do not have. So we have a north. No, west. West. Sorry, not north. So that's a west or a white. I see wests. Way false, rubbing beat. Bye bye west. We got a north. E-pin, pay, hack. All very good choices here. So you pass on the north. Dump the north. I see 2 votes for north. Bin the north. I see 3. Hi north, bye north, bye bye north. Two of bamboo. Makes a workable pair. Still fairly far away from a usable hand though. So, structurally what do you want to do with this hand? Let's say maybe 4 tiles away from tenpai. 4 tiles away from ready. Green got bodied completely. Yeah, it's a weak pair though. But it's a pair at least. Don't forget the pairs are generally harder to complete. Sequences are easier to complete if you have them set up correctly. So it's up to you guys what you want to drop here. I would recommend, I don't know, probably the white. Toss the white. I see a vote for white. Cleaning out the honors is normally a good way to go. If you can clean out the terminals as well, then that will give you a pretty good hand. White. Rip Dargans. White dragon. 1 discarded ready, yep. Yeah, I would say so. Bye bye. There goes another one. Ooh, a south. Basically does nothing for us. Especially since we've got double ton. 3 from ready. White bodied as well, yep. Good call, guys. Very good call. Discards say that you've made the right choices so far. 4 whites are down. 4 greens are down. 2 of the west are... 3 of the west are out yet. And 2 of the north are out as well. So you've got a south sitting in here. Toss the south. Toss the south. Yep, toss the south. We are getting honors constantly here. Yeah, that's the 3rd one to appear. North. So getting rid of the honors is probably a good idea. These draws suck balls though. Why would you want to keep that for? Oh, I know why you would want to keep that, but I don't agree with doing it. Toss the north. I see tossing the north. We're ditching the north. Going. going. Kind of relaxing music. Gone. Oh, very, very good. You are now 2 tiles away from ready, I would say. And these 2 are the outstanding ones to go. Nice draw though. So you've got 2 tiles yet to go. E-pin, E-pin, Trap says E-pin, Ten says E-pin. 1p, 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 E-pin is down. Oh, mahjong, I love it when you troll. I know the discard table looks pretty sweet, however, this draw does not help you whatsoever. Throw the 3. I see a few people saying throw the 3. Are we all in agreement? And before the 2 drops. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, it's a remix. Okay. 8 of bamboo. I'm not sure what I would make of this. You're still 2 tiles away. Drop the 8s. That's an 8 of bamboo tin. I see someone saying to toss the 9 of characters over the 8 of bamboo though. 9 man. Eight so or 9 man. 9 man. In this case, I would probably agree with dropping the 9 man because there's a possibility you could get a 7 of soul, 7 soul. So 9 man, yep. It is super ballsy, however we can work with this. We can work with this. If you get lucky and get a 7, then you are on for a pretty good hand. 9. Bye bye. Oop. 2 of bamboo has just been discarded. It is actually safe to call this, I would say. However, I wouldn't call it. I see a pass. Are we in agreement? Pass. Yeah, I agree, Trap. It is tough, however, I would probably say pass because a pair is more important. Pass. I wouldn't call it, to be honest, Tane. Double ton is worth a lot, and if you reach and you get the sumo as well, or Ron, then that hand is worth a mangan, 8,000 or more, so I would pass. I say pass. I'm gonna go with you guys and say pass. Axivos, yes, you basically have a set amount of time in a real game. People don't like to wait. Yeah, basically, in a real game you have a certain amount of time to make your move. The only reason why we're doing this with no time limit is because it gives you guys, especially the newer players, a chance to consider the hand and your logic. In a real game you would be thinking a hell of a lot faster. I play on 10 ho and I have pretty much 5 to 10 seconds per turn to make a move, and when you're playing under those kind of conditions you do need to think very quickly. I see people saying tossing the 7-man, so I will go with that. System 11, when you pawn, your hand value is reduced by 1. In some cases, if you call a tile and it reduces your hand value to 0, then you can't really win at all. It's generally better to keep your tiles rather than call them. And yeah, the guys basically have said what I thought as well. If you didn't get what you wanted straight after, it's a bit of a risk calling. You guys are doing alright though. I mean, this hand has actually got some pretty good structure to it. That is a 3 of characters that has been discarded there, but we can't really do anything with it, so I would probably advise not to take it. I see pass. I'm just gonna go with what you guys say, pass. Ooh, 1 of bamboo. 1 of bamboo. Still 2 tiles away. What do you do with this? I know, right? Looking at it though, none of the 3s are out yet. Excuse me. System 11 says pass. I wouldn't say the pair is weak. Consider, Tane, that there is a hand where you have all simples, so 2 to 8 of any suit, no honors, no wins. However, we've got a ton, so keeping that as a pair makes things a little bit easier. I see a lot of thoughts here. Guys want to explain why you think you want to drop certain tiles? I can understand the consideration of dropping 1 man. I would probably say... Yeah, probably would agree to drop the 1 man because there's a possibility of getting the 3, so... That's what I would think anyway. Current tile is a one of bamboo. Peacocks are always bamboo. Come on, trap. My thinking here is drop the one man, possibly get a 3 so. And then you'd be waiting on the pair tile, which would be an 8 or whatever you decide to put in. Bad trap, bad. So, yeah, it's normally a peacock high winds. Are we going with the one man? Ichi man. E man. Yeah, there's a possibility 5 might come out, but I don't see it happening for a while. The chicken. Right, I'm dropping the one man, right? Unless someone says otherwise in the next, say, 10 seconds. Just remember, guys, if this was a real game, we would have done about 5 or 10 other moves by now. One man. Okay. Bye-bye. Two of circles. We don't have any circles in the hand though. You have a 2 sequence 3. I'd say you're 1 tile away from ready. No circles. No circles. No circles. Bye-bye. We can do that, high wind. I don't mind that. I'll explain how I play though, just to give you an idea. 6 of characters. Okay, QLEX, I'll catch you later. Probably go for a bit longer actually. How long have we been going for on this one? 2 and 20. So, should be going for a little bit further. 6 man wants to go. Yeah, see you later, QLEX. 6 man. 6 man. 6 man. Bye bye, 6 man. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. 7 of bamboo. 7 of bamboo. Now, this is a puzzle for you guys. Because this lets you play in a much different way. We can cheat, but then what do you drop? I know what I would drop. But I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to drop, because I want to hear it from you guys. I would agree with trap actually, and tin. You know the reason why you would call this? Because this would complete the 6, 7, 8 set. And if you drop the peacock, the 1 so, you already have a pair. So all you'd be waiting on is a 3 or a 6 of bamboo. So calling this as a chi and then dropping the 1 so is correct. 3 or 6 trap. Because this is chi, this is automatically taken out. So it's a 3 or 6 you'd be waiting on. Chi. Oh, fuck. That's interesting. That's curious. Why is it doing that? Not sure which tile this would discard though, that's the main problem. If this doesn't work, this is my fault because I'm not used to the interface. Actually, I can step back. There we go. Right. And then we drop the 1. Yeah. There we go. We got it. We got it. Okay, so we've successfully called that. We still have Yakuhai. And we're waiting on a 3 or a 6 of bamboo to win. So, it's up to you guys what you want to do with this. Rip dragon. Don't want dragon. I agree. Goodbye, dragon. Dragons are endangered species anyway. Yeah, just Sumogiri everything. 5 circles. Spin it until a miracle appears. Spin the 5 as well. You might as well just dump every single tile until we get to the one we want. And it certainly looks like there's a possibility that we might get the one we want. There's a 6 that's already been dropped fairly early, so that might come out again. Toss the 5. Toss the 5. Toss the 5. We'll keep going then. Bye bye. Bye bye. You guys are so lucky. Look at that. We win. You did it. You did it, guys. You won a hand. Run. Unfortunately, it's a shit hand. But you won anyway. Yeah, that is the bonus though. Yakuhai is for the 3 wins. Yakahai was the 3 wins, but we didn't really have a structure that was worth working with. If you had kept the hand closed and called reach, that would be 1 hand, so that would be 2, so that would be about 2,000 points. And then sumo would be another hand, so say about 500. Yep. So you would have got nothing otherwise. Calling it just allowed you to speed the hand up. And if you didn't call the chi, you would have won more. And that's why I said before that calling a tile, you should only do into consideration based on the quality of your hand. This hand had nothing. If we had another set of dragons, we probably would have had 2,000, 2,500 points, whatever. But this hand, I would say, is pretty quick. But the main thing, and this is a strategy that you should also consider, is that we get to keep the dealer button, which means that we continue to play as a dealer. We get the dealer bonus. As you can see here, this little marker here is the dealer bonus. This is Ren-chan. We've already gone round once. This will be the 2nd time. And we just took points off this guy, so he's slowly going down. We have to watch out for this girl over here. But we are currently leading by a fair amount of points. So, I think Highwind says I should play a game at the speed that I play at and see if you can keep up. So, what I would do here, looking at this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 5, 6, looking at this, I would drop most of these, and these 2 first. So, I would probably say getting rid of this first is probably the most important. Nope, that's on that. 4, 5, 6, 9. So getting rid of these 2 should be good. Dropping the winds, yep, there's a good idea. I've got a pair of 6. So I've got a sequence. I have a pair of 6. I've got a sequence. I've got a load of tiles. I'm probably 5 tiles away from completing this hand. Get rid of south, yeah. Keeping these just in case. Actually, no, not gonna call that. A pair of bits. Right, so I'd probably say dropping the dragons here is a good idea. Yeah. 6. The other dragon. Yep. That's a nice set to have because now I'm waiting for 2, 4, 5, or 7. So that's a pretty good set to have. Here I have a couple of sequences going. I needed that 7 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is workable. Breaking a lot of wind these rounds. Right, so I've got this sequence here. If I'm waiting for 1, 4, or 7, here I'm waiting for 2, 4, 5, or 7. So I've got a lot of tiles I can wait on, and I'm 1 away from actually completing this hand, probably. If I get one of the bamboos. Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that. Oh, pair. Do I keep it or not? I kind of don't want to because I've got pairs already. No. This is an all simples hand though, as you can tell. There's no terminals, no 109 in any suit, no winds, no dragons. So this hand should be fairly decent as long as I keep it closed. I don't want that 3. Don't want the 1. 5. Nope, don't want that. Oh, hello. I can reach here. So if I reach here, I'd be waiting for either of these. One of them's already out, so I'm looking at a 6 or an 8. So if I drop that, I can go for that. 6 or 8 of circles. Probably not get it though. Oh, someone else got it. Someone else got it. That was a silent reach there. That's an example of Dama 10 there. This player didn't call reach at all, but he was already ready with a fairly okayish hand. This looks pretty cheap. No, Sanchoku. Yeah, he's got Sanchoku, so that's actually a pretty good hand. He's got 1, 2, 3 in each suit, closed, and went out as well, so that's a really good hand he's got there. Unfortunately, we didn't win it. It's pretty good points as well. Yeah, Pinfu Sanchoku Dojin. Yeah. Unlucky. I'll play one more hand at this speed. And then we'll see what you guys can do on the next hand, okay? Hopefully you could follow that. Like I said, I'll try and explain my strategies for my hands based on what I've got at the speed that I normally play that. Right, so we have a sequence straight away. I would probably say dropping the west is a good idea. Yeah. 2 sequences, 3 sequences past that chi. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, Exivos. I'll probably be done shortly anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god. What is this hand? I'm 1 tile away from being completed here. That's a Sanchoku, is it? Almost. See, now this puts me at a bit of a quandary because I can keep that and have a double straight, or I can dump it and hope for one of these tiles to appear, and I'm thinking probably waiting for one of these to appear because there's one. I'm waiting on a 1 or a 4 or a 7 of bamboo, so that gives me 3 tiles to wait to complete here, and I've got a pair, and I'd be waiting on a 2 or a 5. So yeah, take that risk. Nope, I don't need that one though. Don't need that one though. Yes, yes, yes. Reach. Got exactly what I wanted. If I drop one of the characters, I'd be waiting on a 2 or a... Actually, no, wait. Right, the choice here is if I drop a 2 of characters, I can wait on a 4 or a 7. Or, if I drop one of the characters, I'd be waiting on a 2 or a 5. I'm more inclined to go with 2 or 5 here. So yeah. See what comes out. 2 tile wait anyway, so 4. Thought that would come. Oh. On. No you don't. Open hands reduce your hand value by 1. Better bonus for playing closed. Not. Got it. Sumo! There we go. That was a pretty good hand actually. Kinda want to see what the others have got. But nah. 8,000 point hand. See, reach, sumo, and Adora. Pinfu Tanyo. That's pretty much a standard Mangan hand as well. Reach, Menzen, Sumo, Pinfu Tanyo, Dora, each. Nice hand there. Nice, nice hand. Now it's your turn, guys. Let's see if you can keep this win streak up. This is your hand to play. Hopefully you manage to follow that. We'll see if you can win this one on South first as the dealer. Oh my god. This is a curious looking hand. Yeah. So, What do you do in this situation? Drop the white. Okay. You guys say drop white. Bye bye white. Pawn skips a turn. Yo. You don't have a seat wind. We're south at the moment, so none of these are ours. Pick one. Toss the north. Any takers? Specs discarded north, so yep, north is gone. Bye bye north. There goes another one. 9 of circles. It's a good sequence to have there, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, pretty much I would agree. The only time you would use the 4 wins is if you had triples of the 4 wins. And that is a Yakuman hand and it's extremely hard to get. Toss the ton. Are we going with the east to discard? Yeah, system 11, you would only ever keep the wins if you had triples of all of them. The only time you would ever keep wins normally is if you had the seat wind of that. So, are we dropping the north? Dropping the east, sorry? East, the east, the east, the east, the east, the east, the east. Said drop the E then. Well, drop the east. Bye bye. Nope. What's that chi? I would probably say pass on that. This has the makings of a single straight. 2, 4, 8. The only problem with trying to get this as a single straight is there's 2 gone already. So pass. Ton. Ton, 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 ton. Pass the ton as well. Are we passing on this one? I know, right? The only problem is there's already one out anyway, so you might as well get rid of that as well. I'll drop it for you because I know exactly what you're going to say. Goodbye, no, east. Ooh, 4. Okay. Workable. Say goodbye to the west. Bye bye west. Bye bye west. That got pond, did it? Seat wind. Okay. That player's dangerous. What do we got? Oh, Yaku High. Yeah, this could be a dangerous hand to worry about here. So she's called a Yaku High Dragon and Seat Wind, so she can go out with any hand. In this case, however, we have an interesting structure, I would say. I'm not sure what I would discard in this position though. I'd say this has more possibility than this, but the only problem with this being a possibility is there's two of these out already. So it's up to you guys what you want to do with this. This is your hand to play. It's got a 4-cell. Are you sure? Honey's at least, yeah. So what do you want to discard? Answers on a postcard, please. Drop 9 balls. Also, gotta make a decision, people. I'm not doing it for you. E-pin? Think on your feet, guys. You're gonna have to pick something. 1 pin. I would probably agree with dropping the 1 pin because you've got these two out, but it's very, very hard to get Honits from this if 2 of them are out. More likely than not, it's either buried in the wall, the other 2, or it's composed in one of these hands. So 1 pin, I would probably say go for. Yeah, 1 pin. I say 1 pin. We'll go with 1 pin. 5 of circles. Up to you guys though, what you want to do with the 5 of circles. Yeah, discard pile is like that. Pass it, pass it, pass it. I'll say pass. Yeah. 3 of characters. That's actually not a bad tile to have. You already have 1 pair that you could do something with, maybe. Yeah. So you'd be waiting on a 5. But it's up to you what you want to do with this 3 of characters. It's up to you guys. You know, you should probably talk about why you would want to discard something like that. I would probably say, choices here. That sounds pretty... Dropping 9 so gives Tanyao Tenpai. Not sure if that would be a Tanyao Tenpai just yet though. So what you guys want to do then? Are you going to keep the 3-man and drop something else? I like the reasoning though. I do like the reasoning. Dropping 9 so possibly would give you a Tanyao Tenpai. However, you're still 2 tiles away from the weight. You still have a few draws left to go, so you could possibly finish this hand off in a couple. The way I see it, dropping either of the 9s would give you a Tanyao, which is all simples, if, and I say if, you can complete the hand. Yeah, pretty much 10. They're all ballsy as fuck. If you're gonna agree on something, I would probably agree on something pretty quickly. Because when you're playing in a proper game, you have to make very quick judgments. Okay, then one of the key hands is a Tanyao, which is all simples. So, normal fish says 3-man or 9-pin. What are you guys going to agree on? Sweet conductivity. Darius Burst, another Chronicle. Where the fuck is that soundtrack? Drop the 3-man. Dump the 3. Go YOLO. Okay, bye-bye. Ooh, what's on the discard? That's a 4 of characters in the discard. Where the hell's that song? Another saviors. Where the hell is that soundtrack? Darius Gaiden, G Darius. Ah, there it is. Stupid. Play Tyrant next. Okay. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Pass. I see pass. Not worth it. That's a second vote for pass. Pass. Your hand has no structure yet, Tane. Your hand has no workable structure yet, especially with these two. These two nines basically don't allow you to go anywhere until you get rid of them. Tan Yao is a hand structure which comprises of any sequence of 2 to 8 in a suit, no 1 or 9s, no dragons, no winds. Yep. It would help nothing at the moment. System 11, basically, for you to actually win with a hand, it has to meet certain criteria. The easiest criteria to have is a closed hand reach. That would probably give us a very cheap 1000 point hand. However, you can also transform this into something a little bit better, which would give us more. Not necessarily. Open Tan Yao is a rule set that's probably not available on this. I haven't turned it on, I've left everything on as default. Open Tan Yao is a very uncommon rule set actually. You see it on Tenho but not on anything else. In my case, if I was to play this hand, I would say pass on this triple and get rid of these 2 9s as soon as possible and try and work with the circles in order to build this into a hand that is closed, reach, pinfu, Tan Yao. That would give you 4 hand, possibly 5, which would give you a mangan. That would be the structure I would go for. Yeah, most likely. Instead, these have terminals, so this hand has no value at all. Getting rid of these terminals would allow you to create a hand with value. Taking that, I would probably not agree on. So, it's entirely up to you what you do, but that would be my advice. Like I mentioned before in Mahjong Hyperreaction 2, Open Tan Yao, basically open hand with any of the suits, any of the sets 2 to 8 is not a rule set that's available in that game, so you probably lost when you tried to call for a Tan Yao and didn't realize that that rule set was not available. I see a pass. Are we going to pass? That's my advice. I would say pass on this, dump the 9s and work with the circles. That's what I would do anyway, because at least that hand structure would allow you to build up to something that has quite a lot of value. Yeah, that's it, pass. There's a 5 of circles there. I would probably pass on that as well. Keep the hand closed until you can do something with it. Do you want to pass on this 5 as well? See what we get out of the next one. Just remember, yep, pass that too. Pass. Green dragon. I'll probably dump that as well. That's me. Since we're working with a Tan Yao hand that is probably 2 tiles away from being complete, I would probably drop this as well. Yeah, 4p is still out there somewhere, so we can work with that. Alternatively, we can work with other hands as well. Yep, and 8p is still out there as well, so we still have a pretty good chance of completing this as a sequence. So, do you want to drop the G? Drop the green. Yeah. This hand is still workable though. I mean, there's a possibility we could even fill this out at some point as well. There's still a lot of bamboo out there. Drop the G. I'll say drop the G. Okay. That. There's a 4 circles there. Open Tanyao, is that a rule set? I have no idea. Four of circles has just been discarded. It's your choice to call it and risk the possibility of Open Tanyao not being an active rule, or you can leave it. Also remember that if you leave it now and you want it later, there's a possibility someone else might drop it thinking it's safe. Pass it. TN says don't pass. TN says pass, sorry. You guys agree? You pass? Pass. Pass. Ooh, no, that's okay. Thought we had a 5 dropped out there, but no, that's fine. Looking at the hands, there's still a 5 available. Good for you. What do you want to do with a 6 of characters? I'd say hanging on for circles is probably a good idea. Alternatively, you could possibly keep it and wait for 5 of characters and leave the pair of 4 bamboo as your sole pair. In which case, this would give you an opportunity to drop it. I see a pass for the 6. Just gonna pause that for a second because I want to play something else. Metal Black. Diopanic. Okay. 6 man is gone. Oh, that's a 9 of bamboo. You don't need that. Do you want to pass on the 9 of bamboo? Pass. A sap, pass, pass, yeah, okay. Ooh, 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 that is a problem. Actually, no, we could work with that. Thing is though, you'd be for a 10. You would be free 10. Yes, we were. However, this complicates things a little bit. There is a possibility you could get the 4 of circles to win. However, if we reached with this, we would be free 10, which means that you would basically need to draw the tile yourself. You can't win on a discard. That sounds okay. Now be careful of free 10 though, you'd basically be praying that you get the 4 of circles yourself. Four of circles or 1 of circles actually if you took the 2. Yeah, 1 pin is through 10 though. 9 pin. I see 9 pin. Up to you guys. 9p YOLO. You'd be waiting on a 4 of circles, or if you're lucky, you'll get another 1, which will give you 3 sequences. Yep. Which means you can drop the 9 of bamboo straight after. $9p? 9p, okay. Oh, there goes. Oh my god. That's unlucky. That is a bit of a problem. Now you're hoping for a 4 of circles, which 1 has already gone. This guy's getting rid of circles though. Possibility you might get it. You probably want to pass on this though, I would say. You could take it, but your hand would basically have no value, Mistran. Pass. Okay. Since you've dropped one, I would probably say drop this one as well. Welcome back, 9p. I would say dump it. Yeah, I see 2 votes for 9p. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. I'm gonna drop 9p since there's been a couple of votes for it anyway, so goodbye. Oop. Oh, fuck. Now you're praying for a 4 of circles. You're gonna have to pass that. Hand has no structure. We're still keeping the 9 of bamboo because we haven't got anything to complete the rest of the hand with, Mistran. That's the problem. If we had a tile to make another set with, we would be able to dump it, but unfortunately we don't have anything at the moment. And we're keeping it closed. This round is a bit of a dick, yeah. Do you want to pass this? Pass. 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 Oh, shit. 3, 6. This hand. Drop the 5. Hello. Drop the 5. We drop the 5. That's a 6. Yeah, you could probably safely drop that as well. There's no point in keeping that. You need a 4. Quite desperately need a 4, I would say. Pass. See a pass. If no other takers, I will go with the pass. Just pass anything that isn't a 4. I like that way of thinking. Pass it is. Right, what do we got? Oh, you guys are so fucking lucky. You can reach as well. You guys are so lucky. Oh my god. Main thing is, if you're going to be reaching, you'll be waiting for 5 of bamboo. So what do you want to do? You want to reach, or do you want to rearrange your hand? Which you can do. You don't have to reach immediately. Game redeemed. You want to reach? Yeah. I would probably say dropping the 9S is your best bet because you will have a very, very good hand. That would be Tanyao closed, reach, possible run or sumo, so you would get at the very least 5,800 points. Drop 9S. No 5S down, but the hand value is fairly low. If you keep this, your hand value is way lower because it's a terminal. Whereas if you drop that, all your tiles would be simples and they would be all sequences, which would be even better. So I'm saying reach. And I'm gonna drop the 9S since you guys are wanting it. Bye bye S. You're waiting for a 4 or 4. Let's see what we get. This will probably be Ryu Kyoku, maybe? Got a feeling the all 4 circles. Drop. Yes, you do. It's usually better to wait on more tiles. Unfortunately, there was no tiles that came out. No, you guys did okay. That was a pretty bad hand actually, but almost. Before we finish this up, because it's getting late, I will ask you guys if you have any questions or if you want me to go back over and cover one or two of the things that you might have missed. Okay, System 11. A can is a group of four tiles that you call. You can either call it from a tile that you've just taken from the wall, in which case it's a closed can, or you can call a can by taking a triple you have and using a discard that someone's just dropped, in which case it is an open can. When you call a can, it adds a tile. It adds a bonus tile to the game, and if anyone reaches after that, then they would have an extra tile that they can flip over from the bottom. So calling a can has all the advantages and disadvantages of calling a tile normally. However, the added advantage or disadvantage is that hands will go up in value if people have those bonus tiles available. So you have to weigh up the benefits with the disadvantages based on your situation. Sometimes you might want to call a can, and sometimes you don't. One thing about a can is that when you call it, you take from this part of the wall instead of this part. So this section of the wall is reserved for calling a can, these four tiles here. So if you call a can, these tiles might be something that you want, but usually I wouldn't recommend it unless absolutely necessary. And sometimes you can incorporate a can into other hands as well, like say 3 3 3 3 4 5, in which case you would have a triplet and a sequence. 3 3 3 3 4 5, yeah, that's right. Any other questions? The white bar with a red dot is a 1000 point token. That's a reach token. So every time you call a reach, you basically bet 1000 points. And that basically says to everyone on the table, I'm ready, I have one tile left to wait. I'm going to lock my hand up, but I'm expecting to win very soon. So you use it to play aggressively, basically. And most of the time in mahjong, you'll be using bars with dots on them as tokens for point values. There's a 10,000 point stick, and there are 1,000 point sticks, and there are 100 point sticks as well, I believe. So yeah, that small bar that you saw with the red dot in it is a 1,000 point token. Basically, you can think of them like poker chips, basically. You're saying, I'm going to bet this, I am reaching, and I'm almost about to win. Any other questions? While you're doing that, I'm going to quickly run through this hand. 4, 5, 7. Keep those two. Get rid of that. What's that? Woo, hello, pawn. Right. Shit hand, lol. 3, 4, 8. I need a pair. Nope. Chun. Nope. Oh my god. Well, if you have any other questions, just feel free to ask. And obviously there might be stuff that I missed or didn't explain in an easy to understand way, so it's entirely up to you if you have other questions that you might want to ask. Pass. Oh my god, what's this? No, I don't want that though. What the fuck, game? Oh, I don't need a 7 now. Just watch me get what I need as well. Oh my god. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, sideways. Possibility of getting 2, 3, 4 here though. Essential good. Nope. Nope. Pair. Oh my god, I should have kept that tile. This is no 10. Still technically no 10. Fuck. Okay, let me re-explain the hand structure then, since that might be causing some confusion. Let's see. Hand structure. Here we go. Right. Browser. Cycle. There we go. Right. Yeah, that's generally how hand structure works. System 11. Basically, to create a hand, you have 13 tiles and whatever you draw or whatever you take from a discard. The hand structure has to be 4 groups of 3 tiles and a pair. And the groups of 3 tiles can be either triplets or sequences. So for example, if we went for, say, all triplets here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, actually no, wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is a valid hand there. It's a double Ackerman as well because it's all concealed triplets. But yeah, this is a valid hand because it's all triplets and a pair. That's one way of doing it. There is also all sequences, so 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pair. Pretty cheap, but again, that's all sequences with a random ass pair. Then you can mix them up as well, so 2, 3, 4, all 5, 3, 3, 5, triple of ton, and a pair of chun. And that's not bad as well. That's a mixture of stuff. As we went over there, these are seat wins, so you get a double ton for that, and that's just a random ass pair. But yeah, you can mix those up as well. As I mentioned before with Yaku, hand structure, the difficulty in creating a hand determines how much that hand is. The easiest hand to have is a closed hand, basically all closed with whatever structure ever, and you reach, because reach counts as a Yaku anyway, a hand type, and that's the easiest one to get. Then you go up in difficulty through stuff like a Tanyao, which is like 2 to 8 of any suit, so basically no 1, no 9 of any suit, no wind, no dragon. That's a Tanyao. And a no points hand basically is kind of shit, and that's all sequences but with no dragons or winds in the actual hand. That would give you something fairly basic, 1000, maybe 2000, maybe 3200, whatever, based on whether or not you've got reach or not. So the only thing you have to consider is that your hand must have a structure, a basic structure, and if you want to win fairly easily, you probably will want to try and adhere to, you know, some kind of a basic structure. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go out. And like you mentioned before, you probably had some issues playing against the first opponent in Hyperreaction 2, because it's not a forgiving game, especially if you're not familiar with the hand types that are available. I mean, as I mentioned before, you probably don't need to go through all of these and learn all of these, but I do suggest learning the absolute easiest ones that you can get, which would be the reach, for example, which is all closed. 7 pairs is another one that you might come across fairly often. That has to be closed, but you can usually get a pretty good score with that, and it doesn't have to be in any kind of order either. You can have, like you see here, loads of honors, a bunch of terminals, a couple in the middle. That counts as a valid hand. Yeah, no points hand, like I mentioned before. Sequences, any kinds of sequence, but it has to be closed, and it's fairly cheap, but that will allow you to win as well. The dangers, as we mentioned before, is that as soon as you start calling for tiles, like for pawn or for chi, your hand value is dropped by 1. So say for example you were going for this no points hand and you called for 1, 2, 3 of characters, that would drop your hand value, the hand value, from 1 to 0, which means hand is worthless, can't win on it at all. So you have to be careful. Yep, that's correct, System 11. No points hand, as soon as you call, it basically means this is unable to be completed. It has to be closed. Has to be closed. There are some cases where you can win with open hands, and you can see them listed on... If you go to Wikipedia, search for mahjong, Japanese mahjong yaku, you can see a list of hands, or you can find PDFs and stuff floating around, and I can probably post a few links if you need them once I'm done with this. But most of the time you'll find that an open hand is worth far less than a closed hand, so you basically want to keep your hand closed at all times unless you're somewhat certain you can probably get tiles to help you complete stuff. So yeah, yep, that main page is really helpful. Arcturus.su has a really good wiki. I recommend that one as well. The hand calculator, yes, it is a web page. If I give you the link to this link, there you go. That's the hand calculator. You can put together hands using quite a lot of different controls. You can see the controls here. You can see whether or not the hand was won with sumo, which is self-draw, or ron. You can add bonus tiles to it as well, and you can see the value going up based on what bonus tiles you have. You can change what seat, what the current game wind is. So this would be east hands or south hands, for example. And you can change the seat winds as well. Reach, double reach, epats, which is basically if you call a reach and you win before it comes back round to you. Yep. That's also available. Chankan, I wouldn't worry about these 3 buttons because they're very specific use cases, and if you want I can explain those some other time, but you don't need to worry about those ones because they're pretty complicated to understand. But yeah, this hand calculator will basically give you a pretty good idea of how hands are built. Say for example we built a Sanshoku with a full color straight, and that you can see this is a pretty strong hand because it's all simples. There is a double straight in one suit and 3 color straight as well, and that is worth a shitload of points, I would say. And if you ever get a hand like that, you would pray to God that you get it on Ron because it's a 12,000 point hand. Okay, normal fish, thanks for watching. I'm probably going to wrap it up anyway, so yeah. Any other questions? Hopefully that explained a little bit to you, System 11. I know I do understand that trying to work out how the hands are structured can be a little bit difficult because there is quite a lot to work with. But like I said, if you start with the very basics, the easiest hands to do and then work through them, you should pick it up pretty quickly. You don't need to worry about stuff like, terminals in each set or something like that, because once you win them the first time, you can pretty much win them again. The Yakumen I wouldn't worry about. And also, if you guys want this game, Saikyo no Mahjong 3D, just let me know and I'll post a link to it because it's, well, I would say it's free. I found it, it's English translated, and it'll let you play 4-player without a time limit, so you can basically just play it at your leisure and, you know, try and win a game through it. And this is probably the best way to learn a rule set because it's proper. You're playing it through the proper rule set rather than 1v1 where the rule set is slightly different. Any other questions? Let's see now, what do we get here? This hand is kinda shit. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Yeah, if you want a copy of this, I will post it up. It's Windows. You can run it in Windows 7, as you can see I'm doing right now. There's no nagging for, you know, shareware and shit like that, and it'll give you as much time as you want to play with your opponents and to actually think about the moves that you got. And plus, it's English translated, so yeah. If you want a copy of this, just let me know and I will give you a copy. This hand is junk, but I am pretty close to 3-color straight here. Pass. Oh, why do I that? Okay, cool. If I get a 1 of bamboo here, I should be good. However, I'm kind of stuffed if I get another 6. What I'll do then is I will post the link to it in... Where can I post one? I'll do it in the description for the VOD. I'll make it easier for you guys to find it, if that's okay with you guys. Otherwise, I will drop a link up on Twitter as well. Oh, reach. Oh my god. 3-color straight. Waiting on a 4 or 7. Please. Oh, it's gonna be a draw. Oh, fucking someone else won. Shit. Somebody else won that one. That sucks. Pinfu E, fucking cheap hand as well. Pinfu E Peiko. 2 reaches. Double Ryu Kyoku. We are still ahead. Is there any more questions? Anyone else got any questions they want to ask? I'm gonna finish off this round. I'll let you guys play the last hand if you want. Oh boy. What is this? Oh, that's our seat win, so I'll keep that just in case. 2-5. Probably drop that. Pawn that. That's Yaku high, so I've got a dragon. Drop that. This hand has no structure yet though. 9876. 258. Oh my god, this hand is pretty bad. I'm getting separated. Oh, this works. Pass on that. What a bamboo. No, I'm gonna get 3 of bamboo here. Nope, I don't want that. God, fuck's sake. ESO. Nope. Nope. God. Oh, I could have done that too. Taunt. Nope. I am getting some pretty bad hands. Reach, eh? Normally I would play defensive here, but we are almost at the end of the draw anyway, so... Ooh. Drop the 9. Call the can? Okay, interesting. Yeah, as you can see, she called a can, and that flipped over a bonus tile there, so now the 2 of bamboo and the 8 of characters is a bonus tile. I've got an 8. And a 2 of bamboo, so that makes my hand fairly decent if I can finish it off. Nope. Got a run there as well. Who's got a dealer button anyway? Me. Okay. Reach Yakuhai ooh, and reach Yakuhai Dora. Dora each. Dealer Mangan. Players out. Players almost out. One thing I didn't mention before is that if you manage to deplete somebody's point total, the game is automatically finished. Okay. Well, we stood in south second. Oh, okay. So... Ton. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a nice sequence to have there. Get rid of that. Kind of want to ditch something here. 1. I don't have a pair that's workable. I don't want that. Pass on that. Pass on that. Yeah, so that sequence is good. That's a good. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so if I drop that, let's almost have a full set here. Nope, I need a 4 or 7. Ton, fuck's sake, right. Right, good, so that's a sequence. I need a pair. Pay. 7, 6. So we're going for all simples now. I need a pair though to finish this off. Reach. What am I looking to drop here? 4 and 3 are so probably likely to be the 4. This one's already out. This is going to be a tough hand. Yeah, probably not get it. It's too close to the end of the draw. Round draw. Next. 2 and 10 pie. 3 and 10 pie. Oh, finished. Game over. We win! Yeah! We did it, Reddit. We did it. Anyway, guys, one more thing I need to ask. Any more questions? That player lost all their points, so game is automatically finished. So do we have any more questions? Okay, well, if you guys don't have any more questions, thank you for watching along with this tutorial. I know it's a bit long, and I know we spent quite a lot of time playing a hand, but hopefully you guys actually understand a little bit more about mahjong. I mean, it's, like I said before, I do understand it is a very complex game to pick up for beginners, but just playing a few hands will get you a little bit of experience, and I think you guys should be okay once you play a few. And what I'll do is I will drop Saikyo no Mahjong up onto a file sharing site, and I'll link the actual file in the description, and I'll post it on Twitter as well. So yeah, thank you for watching along, and hopefully you guys will actually start playing a bit more. 4-player 1v1, always a good way to play. And also, if you ever get a chance to go to Tenho, which is an online community where you can play as well, and there is also websites as well. So if I drop this command up, there's a bunch of stuff up on there that you might be able to use, and Tenho in particular is a really good multiplayer client and server. You will play against anyone. You'll play against a lot of players online anywhere in the world, and it's a pretty good place to actually sharpen up your skills against actual players as well. And I play on Tenho, so yeah, check it out. And what I'll do is I'll leave you with something a bit fun to watch. As much as I like HG Virus, I think you'll probably want to watch this instead. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully that will help you a lot. But if you have any questions, just feel free to ask.
私の知らんところでごたごたがあったようだが、この勝負でけじめをつけるということで不足はないね。始めようか。
つも千二千リーチリーチつも1326
ザルク。リーチ。ロン。5-2だ。
桜井と西村のスピードに必死に食い下がろうとしていた松岡にこの曲手が入った。
やばい、動くな。
ポン。
これで決めるぜ。
ポン。
もらった。
ロン。12000だ。ポン。カン。ロン。マンガンだ。スム2000オール。ロン。ゴッパーは67だ。リーチ。ロン。失礼。
ニルカザンパ。
相撲。2004戦。
相手が息を吹き返す前に決着をつけなければ勝負は止めどもない修羅場に引き込まれる。西村は十分それを知っていた。
ポン。
流派は奴が固めている。ならばもらった。そう。
8000、16000。